Welcome to another pre-market live session here on YouTube. This is our second one where we will build a stock, indices, commodities watch list for the day, our game plan, and we'll discuss what's hot. We'll discuss current events, news events, and how they'll impact the market. This is a precursor to live trading that happens with my group, and look forward to doing these every day, Monday through Friday. Yesterday was a holiday here in the U.S., so the stock market was closed, and we had the inauguration. So this week, we're expecting a very volatile week because of all of the headlines, executive orders that may come out related to tariffs, related to the TikTok ban. We have crypto was going crazy because of the meme coins. So looking forward to staying nimble and adaptable this week because we may be looking at a lot of different things coming in and out of play because of all of the headlines. So let's jump right into looking at the big picture with the SPY and the Qs. All right. So if we take a look at SPX and overall, the macro picture for the indices is good. Growth is good. Earnings have been pretty decent, as well as I would say inflation has been on a downward trajectory, right? So we were in a range early the range started to form early this month. We're in a downtrend. We broke below this support. And then we had inflation data that came out that was cooler than expected, pushed us right back into that range. And we look like we can break, out of that now. So overall, indices are pointing to stock market being in a good place. Now that can change with all of the headlines that are going to come out. So we're going to have to be flexible and adaptable. But just keeping in mind the big picture is pointing to favorable macro landscape for the indices. So what are we looking at? This week, I'm going to have a basket that's all related to the different potential themes that the potential headlines that we may receive or that may come out. So that being, we want to trade what was in play last week, like Mara took off. We talked about it on Friday, and it rallied all day pretty much. We want to take a look at the China names that are related to the tariffs, right? Trump is, he's making bold statements about, tariffs. So we're going to look at the China names as well. Tesla, things that Trump may say that may benefit Tesla. The TikTok ban as well. So Meta may benefit from headlines related to that, right? And there's a plethora of other names that we can take a look at. So let's dive into those right now. All right. So if we look at last week here. Okay, so we talked about Mara. So we had on the board, we had Mara, we had Coin, we had MSTR, and Mara spiked up due to Bitcoin here, and then it rallied, and then for the entire day, it pretty much rallied. We had a pullback, and then it finished. It created, a high, and then it dropped. Gap this morning, and then it's recovered, right? So this one, I want to see how, price action opens up for Mara. I'll be taking a look at BTC, which was, all over the place. We had a huge pop Monday, then it dropped. So we'll see. Pretty volatile, right? So it's important for us to stay nimble and adapt. So Mara's still on the table for me. So we'll be seeing how that one moves. Okay. All right. Let me check the chat. Again, I appreciate you all. This is the second time that we're doing this. So let me pop open the chat. There we go. Good morning. All right, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. All right. So, why you never mentioned the broker? I'll drop a video today. I'm very careful about mentioning brokers because it can be an endorsement or seem like an endorsement. So I have to be careful about what I say. Make sure that I give the proper disclaimers. That's all. That's all. So I'll drop the video today, between today and tomorrow. All right, on the broker. All right. So. All right. Let's do it. All right. So on the scan. All right. So let's continue with a few of the theme names here. Right. All right. So. All right, so this one I have to cover, DJT. So DJT, you have the, is this a sell the news event, right? So we had a breakout of the monthly. Trump was just inaugurated. It's going to be a lot of headlines. So expecting that DJT would be very volatile, right? So we had a range for a month. We broke out. We were buying the DJT up until the inauguration, and then we saw a sell-off on Friday, and it gapped down this morning, right? Back to the former resistance, that monthly resistance here. So are we looking at a bounce, or will there be another a follow-through here and it continue selling, right? So this is another obvious play here that we may take advantage of, okay? So far we have Mara, we have the Bitcoin names. So Mara, Coin, MSTR, all of those. You pretty much have to choose whichever one fits your trading style, whichever one reveals your shows a play for you, or you can afford. Basically, they're different prices, right? So Mara was a great option for us on Friday. Okay, so DJT, obvious play that we can take advantage of. All right. Okay. So boom. Charles Schwab, solid numbers. Earnings. The earnings plays are always those that have a spike. Those are always pretty good. Now, in the pre-market, they aren't always the best. Sometimes pre-market, the volume is low, it's spotty, but then you'll have a situation where it'll come out and blast the upside, right? So this is one that I take a look at based off of, just purely based off of the earnings, right? So what I do is we'll see when the market opens, how relative volume is, how the trading volume. We'll look at the tape, and then we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So that's another one. All right. Here, Nike has an investment. All right. Okay. So another basket was the quantum names. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna have those on watch. So they had a big sell-off. We were buying last week. They started to go flat. We had a sell-off on Friday, and I want to see how price opens up. Are we going to break formal levels and volume go back into those stocks? If so, then we'll start to trade them again. So the RGTI, QUBT, QUBTS, QSI, all those names that were a part of the quantum basket, definitely going to take a look at those this morning. Okay. Now, there's a few names on the scanner, and what I'm finding is that some of those that are running up, they don't have a strong catalyst. BTCT, yeah, it did. Yeah, BTCT went crazy. So BTCT, this one went crazy Friday. We talked about it as well. But let's take a look at here. Drop in the chat if there's something that you want me to take a look at. So ASST, this one, some of the stocks that are below $1, I'll be very careful with. A lot of times when they open up, they'll be gapping a lot and they're a little too volatile at times. So in the pre-market, you won't have the gaps. There's no halting. There's no halting. But once this opens up, if this starts to fly, we can have a bunch of halting. So we have to be careful when it comes to trading it. But this one is one of the top on the scan right now to take a look at. So we'll put it up there. We'll set alarms and we'll watch and see if we're able to take advantage of it. Okay. All right. This is another one that we'll see that's popping up. So some of these that are running up right now, I don't see a strong catalyst for. The float turnover is really good, and we can trade purely based off of the float turnover, okay? Especially if we see a setup. So some of these names like ASST, some of those that we see on the top of the scan, we can trade those due to the float turnover, but we want to have a solid setup. All right? Okay. So what else you got? So I'm checking out the chat here. What you got here? All right, let's see. Somebody drop Nike. All right, one more. Let me cover one more stock, and then whatever you drop in the chat, I'll take a look at it. Okay. All right. So I mentioned the China names. Okay. So if we go back to, we had this major run up in September here, massive buying. We were buying for multiple days. Then we had it reversed. And then now we have JD and the other China names pushing back up, right? Gapping up. I'm going to keep an eye on those because there's going to be a lot of headlines related to tariffs. Okay. So this can give us volatility or introduce volatility. So if you take a look at it, gaps Thursday, Friday rallies, okay, and then gaps this morning. So this is it's a good area for us a good basket for us to take a look at and keep on watch. Okay, long or short side. All these gaps here may be, we may see price just break levels and have multiple days of selling. Okay, so if you traded the China basket back in September, or if not, this is one to take a look at. Okay, so the JD, Baba, there's like maybe 5 or 6 that we were trading last week or in September last year. I'll keep those on watch, and I'll drop those in the game plan. I'll just put those in the list. So I'll start off with JD, and I'll just put the others in parentheses. So there's some that are cheaper, right? And then you have something like Baba, which is it's gapping. It'll be a little bit less volatile because it is a higher price stock. But it's an option to trade as well. A lot of us know Alibaba. Some of the other names we don't really know. We're not really familiar with. Okay. All right. What you got? Let's see. IONQ. Yeah. IONQ falls within the basket for quantum. The way that I look at those, when I have a basket, I'll look at relative volume to see which one has the highest. I'll look at the tape as well, because you'll see, when RGTI was running up, when IonQ was running up, you'll see that the relative volume may be higher for those that are rallying, while the others may not be moving as much, right? So those are indications. You're looking at the tape as well. One has a slower tape, one has a tape that is more spotty, level 2 that is spotty. While the other is you see a bunch of rotation, a bunch of trades, right? So that's something that you can do. All right, let's see. One question. I have a systematic system. Is 2 years data enough to confirm edge? I would say yeah, especially if you know you can confirm. One question, sir. I have a systematic system. It's 2 years of data. Is 2 years of data enough to confirm edge? If you know the market environment and the context, and ensure that you're trading the same context, because the context can change. Okay. All right. SPCB technical setup was running up on Friday, and now it's in the range. So let's see. Can you review your recommendations for filters for the scanner? Like, what numbers do you want to see for the flow? I'll have to do a video specific for that one. Specifically for that, it'll take more time. But we'll be together a lot more. Yeah, but you mentioned that you be trading on a specific broker, then switching to another. Yep, I got you. I'll do a video on it. I have to explain. I'm going to tell you the broker. It's 2 options that I'll recommend for the challenge that we're doing. But I need to explain. I don't want everybody to just run and jump into running open accounts with this broker without me explaining why. The broker that I'm going to use is going to be very expensive, but there's a purpose. So it won't be wise for everybody to use that broker because it'll be very expensive. All right. So, all right, we're going to close out. We have about 7 minutes until the market opens. Last two stocks that I'll cover. Generally, on this call, I'll review lower price stocks. I know many of you are building your accounts, but I'll also, at times, I'll take some time to review some higher price stocks as well that are in play. But generally, the stocks that we'll cover in this call will be between $1.30, $1.40, because majority of people are using small accounts. But I'll cover some people that watch are trading options. So I'll cover some of the bigger names, or some people may have the account size to trade some of the bigger names, right? So MMM, right? This company, earnings, really, really good earnings. And again, when you see the spike on earnings, and these plays, if they do run up, a lot of times they have a really solid move. They may they push up to the upside. You may have this consolidation, and you have a nice move to the upside on these earnings plays, right? It's one of my favorite catalysts to trade. All right, so that's that one. And then Apple, this will be the last one. Okay. Apple, more downgrades. So what we see is, saw Apple running up last year. Then we see a clear trend break of structure, topping out. It pops, more selling, and then it's just breaking levels. So if you can trade Apple, take a look here because it's pretty. There's a catalyst and there's a clear trend on Apple right now. All right. Okay. All right. A few questions, and then we'll drop here. We've got 5 minutes until the open. Hey man, what backtesting software do you recommend? Depends on what you are trading. Trading Sim is a really good one. I've been using 100% top gaining strategy, and I've been profitable for 3 weeks while failing for the past 3 years. All right. I remember I had a profitable week until now. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Forgot the camera. We see you, not trading view. Ah, thanks, man. There we go. I appreciate you all looking out for me. Yeah, so here, Apple, downtrend, clear downtrend, and then the M company here. This is it. All right. All right. So let's drop. Profit X team. We will continue. I'll drop a Zoom for you. All right. All right. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. Thanks a lot. All right. Bye bye.